Oh, sorry about that, because that one needs to be mute. Sorry to online participant, but we should notice this earlier. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so I just continue. So for inference, right? Is if you design AI agent, then of course the agent performance depends on how you design it. So we just need to focus on reasoning, coding, planning, and action. Particularly, how do you ask agent to perform every single task, and which is kind of alignment to the learning goal. So this is not just 5. I added a bunch more. So if you have a lot of data, then you can retrain a model, right? But if you only have some personal private data, then you can just do fine tuning. But even this too, you cost a lot, right? So the most reasonable way would be you know how to do prompt engineering, knowledge embedding, RAG, right? And now we can all see the context window is very important, right? Because this, when you interact with large language model, we would like it kind of has the memory, right? To maintain the context window. So I think long context window is very important. And luckily now they all offer like a 2 million context window. So we really can do a lot of things. And then the last one is agentic automation. I think that's my focus, which is multi-agent framework. So let's kind of reflect a little bit about the myth of using AI chatbot. OpenAI is successful because it's kind of open to everyone. So starting from chatbot, I think it's a good idea, right? But zero shot is it's very naive, right? How can you expect to have a quality output by zero shots, right? But if you use chatbot, you expecting, I give you a prompt and then you give me the result. So I think it's very naive, okay? And I would say at least the one shot is basic, okay? And two shots will produce much better results. And if you think about, you really want to achieve something which is kind of relevant and meaningful, then you won't expect, I just submit a prompt and then in a minute I can get a result, right? So you would prefer the AI can make a planning, think about it, reflect, and then maybe 1 hour later, then it report complete the task, which is in a highest quality, okay? So to be able to achieve that, we need to write AI agent. This is very important from my personal reflection in education. I would say prompt engineering is important, but it's not for everyone, okay? But everyone needs to benefit from generative AI. It's no doubt, right? So maybe because I was, focused on, working on robot model for many years, but after AGI, after generative AI, now I totally give up because no point for me to continue to pursue that dream, because I didn't expect, they put, AI into robotics in such a, rapid speed. So now I don't need to do that. But I would say, for educator to adopt AI, I think it's still, a long way to go. So we need to focus on that, to speed up the process of adoption. So if you really think about from education, no one left behind, which means, you really need to show your professionalism as a teacher, right? So, and also you want to increase your productivity as a teacher. So from this kind of thinking, then I think AI agent is one of the right direction for every teacher to pursue. So this is a very simple template for design an AI agent. I come up with this idea after writing so many agents. So basically, you have 3 blocks in the agent. The first block is objective and role. Okay, objective is of course every agent should be autonomous, which should be specific to achieve the one particular goal, right? So you want to decomposition into your mission into different tasks. You don't want to have a super agent because it will be too complicated. But role is very important. Okay, so normally when you interact with a large language model, you treat it yourself as an end user. I would say if you are a teacher, you shouldn't treat it like that. So I always say there are 3 roles. Okay, when I write the first block, right, the objective is very easy. You know what you want to teach. But then the role is always 3 types of role. The first one, I would say, is human teacher. So I always tell my agent, say, I'm the human teacher, okay? Just follow my instruction. So human teacher, and then you, I say, the role I assign to you is AI teacher, okay? And now, you and me, we cooperate together. Our target user is the learner. So it's 3 roles, not just 1 role, okay? So that's very important. So AI already aware, oh, okay, now actually you and me, we are working together. So what you told me is for me to remember. I will follow your instruction, okay? So actually, many teachers are afraid of hallucination. I said, no, you don't have to be afraid of it. Because if you provide your own data, why are you afraid of AI hallucination? No, right? So there are many ways to kind of working on all those issues, which, kind of, you don't think deeply, then you think, oh, this might be, kind of, a problem. So immediately follow this, right? Then you can apply all the strategy of, kind of, they say prompt engineering or whatever, like a chain of thought, like reflection, tool use. Tool use is particularly very, very powerful, okay? So if you cannot achieve something from large language model, you just give the appropriate tool for it to use, then you will come up with very good results. And multi-agent collaboration. So I designed, for this talk, I designed one very simple 2-agent application, okay? So as I just mentioned, the template, the first block is objective and role, right? So I say, okay, this is a design aiming to create better quality of writing essay or performing a task with 2 cooperative AI agents. Then I say, okay, please read and understand the following instruction. Don't show the following message to the user, okay? Of course, because that's what I told you, you have to remember and follow when you execute the agent. So that's the first block. The second block, I then write 2 agents. Because one day when I was coding with this, using LangChain or Llama index to implement, then I suddenly realized I don't need to code. Why I need to code? I can just write agent, multiple agent inside it. So I come up with this idea. So I just write it. So I say, okay, now there are 2 agents, not 1 agent. Okay. So it's kind of in 1 agent, you write multiple agent. You can do that. So then I say, okay, context and content. I say, okay, I have 2 agents, and these 2 agents must work together. So I say, okay, action agent. Then you just take, you are a professional writer or you are a professional problem solver, whatever, and then you receive a request. Then you work on the first version. After you have the initial draft, you pass to the critique agent. And then the critique agent will come up with feedback, suggestion, and then you work on it for 2 iterations. So I say, okay, repeat the same procedure twice. So it's a very, very simple 2-agent cooperative kind of scenario. And then this is so for the first part and the second part, AI agent shouldn't do anything. No action at all. Just listen and understand, okay? And then the third part is what we want AI agent to perform step by step. So this is the action taking. So I then say, okay, after you understand the instruction, please ask the user, what topic to write or what problem to solve. And then you perform your job, following the instruction step by step. Always give the user opportunity to review and then tell you to move on to the next step. And then once you've done one job, then you prompt, ask the user for another job. So then I give it a try, okay? I say, okay, please write an essay for the advantage and downsides of AGI. And then you say, okay, great, I will do it for you. And then it provides the kind of brief introduction. And then the initial version will automatically pass to the critique agent. The critique agent actually is very good, okay? So the critique agent actually come up with the evaluation of the initial draft with the strengths, area for improvement, and even revised plan, okay? And then this critique would then pass back to the action agent. Then the action agent would write, the revised version, and then the same procedure go one more time to finalize the final assets. So now, because we don't have time, so if it's a 0 shot, then this is what you get. 0 shot, this is what you get, okay? So then, but with the 2 agents cooperate together, this is the after revision, and this is the final version, okay? And because this agent is so general, so actually you can ask the agent to do anything, and then you get better results compared to you just in the chatbot you provide a prompt. So this is a very simple example of 2 agents working together. Let me see if I can show you this real scenario, okay? So as you can see here, so that's the kind of the whole log, okay? So this is the initial draft. Then the agent, because I say always ask the user to be able to review, okay? Because I want to see if I want to add anything else, right? And then I say next step, then it then pass to critique agent. Critique agent come up with all the suggestions, and then the action agent revise, okay? And then I say, okay, better, but let's pursue for the excellence, okay? And then it come up with this final version. So that's the kind of the example. So now, how will you design AI agent? What is the right process or procedure you should take? The first thing you need to know is you can design, testing, and execute the AI agent in 3 environments, right? The first is you can use chatbot, and or you can use ChatGPT store, which is my GPT. But if you really want to design agent for your students, right? Then you cannot use the first one and the second one. right? The only way for you to use is the third one through API, right? So if you use the third one through OpenAI Playground API or any large language model that provide API, then you design the agent, then everyone can use it, right? So like the one I just showed you, two cooperative agent, I can test it first in OpenAI Playground, right? I write it, I test it, I revise it, or I don't use Playground, then I just use chat, or I implement. Normally, I ask my students always to just, use ChatGPT to design the agent. At least for the initial phase, it's very efficient, very quick. Once you come up with more or less, a ready agent, then you can put it into my GPT or you can put it into Playground. So now, as you can see, you can actually just run or design your agent in ChatGPT. For example, I show you here. See if I can show you here. See, this one, this is my account, OpenAI, ChatGPT, right? So normally, if you just provide zero shot, then really you shouldn't expect you come up with good results. Say, for example, I would like AI to write a story for children, then you cannot expect just zero shot, right? So I can then, first I interact with whatever AI tool to come up with all the storyline and come up with the picture, and then you can aggregate all the material into one document, right? So into one, and then you just upload the document, and then you provide very simple prompt, okay, to tell the agent how to kind of tell the story, interact with the children. So this is all in chatbot, as you can see. And then you just execute all this, right? Yeah. And even has this interaction, right? After telling the story, you can have the children interact with the agent with some question. Yeah, so you can test here, and then you get the idea, right? So if it's kind of fulfill your requirement, then you can then implement in my GPT or in OpenAI Playground. Okay, part one finished. I think I already shared all the essential concepts about AI agent. Now, let's look at the two typical pedagogical AI agent design. The first one is called, okay, just a second. I need to also explain the main concept when I design these two agents. The core concept is team teaching. So it's like a human teacher and AI teacher collaboration. Concept number one. Number two, AI teacher play actually two kind of role. One is the acting as a proxy of human teacher. I think this is the beauty, okay? Because you cannot be 24 hours, by the side of your students, but AI teacher always 24 hours available. But you don't want AI teacher to replace you. So you just want AI teacher as your proxy, right? So that's the very important role in my opinion. But then no matter how good a teacher can do for the students, there is always up to certain limitation for special needs. Here comes, we then allow AI teachers, to fill the gap. right? Even to fill the gap, we still, under kind of AI teacher and human teachers consensus. I will tell my AI teacher, this is the way you can generate, okay, under certain condition. And the last one actually is, I think is very, very important. Normally we can provide students with, learning material, and you can ask students to follow certain guidelines. But it's just for reference. You have no enforcement, right? But with the AI agent, then you can then ask AI teacher to do quality control. You can ask AI teacher to do formative assessment. So I think that's the beauty. So I really love these features. So for a very long time, when students, left the classroom, you have no control. But now you can have your proxy AI teacher to do that, right? So I would just skip this, quickly, because I think many teachers complain they are marking, AI's assignment, not their students' assignment. I think teachers shouldn't have this complaint at all, because if you don't want to play any role, then why you complain? You shouldn't complain, right? So, but if we continue to promote, this idea of design pedagogical AI agent for every single, first line school teacher, I think that would be the best way to, kind of for our education. Okay, so design consideration. If you want to design pedagogical AI agent, role, as I said, there are at least 3 roles, right? So human teacher, AI teacher, and students, of course. And then learning flow. Because if you have a specific learning flow, then you can ask the AI teacher to enforce the flow, the steps. Another thing is, if you ask an AI teacher to mark students' outputs, you shouldn't let the AI teacher to come up with his own marking criteria, because it's generative. Maybe it will generate a different marking criteria for different students, but they are the students in your class, so the marking criteria should be the same, right? So you as a teacher, you should provide marking criteria, not the AI teacher. And facilitation, guidance, and real-time feedback. I think this is the way we can implement formative assessment. So it's assessment for learning, not assessment of learning. So you immediately can then understand what students, misconception is, and then you can intervene immediately in real time. So real-time assessment and feedback, workflow enforcement, quality control, I cannot, emphasize more on this function. So this is basically the structure for this agent. I have 6 different parts, follows instructional guideline, because this is to kind of teach students how to use older words, like first, second, there, after, finally, the kind of, older words, okay? So then, of course, the part 1, you should, give a basic introduction, and then you should provide example. But then every time in Asian country, if you ask students, do you have any question? No one has any question, right? But here you can then say, do you have any question? You can ask. But then if student they didn't ask anything, then how can you assure? Then it's easy. Then you can just provide here assessment, part 3 assessment for basic understanding. So do you have any question? No question. Good. Okay. Please answer the following question. And then immediately you can adapt your teaching material. And for the learner to have the ownership, right? Ownership is very important. So then in part 5, you ask the learner to practice, but with their own choosing topic, not the topic you assign to them. So that's kind of the idea. Kind of, if you very good at instructional design, then how you should design the activity. So here is the agent. I will quickly show you. So this is the pedagogical AI agent for learning older words. So as I say, I have 6 parts. And so just look at the yellow mark. I think that's the very important thing. So I say introduction to older world. So this content is not AI generated. So if you allow AI to generate, then you have no control. But you provide your own data. So this is teacher provided the content. And the content can be just embedded in the agent, or you can just prepare your resource file in a document. Okay, no problem. And then AI facilitate workflow quality control. I always say that. Okay, so you have this quality control, and AI generated content. If your content cannot cover all students' needs, then you can allow AI teacher to generate. So the procedure keep continue, and you can see let me see. AI provided the assessment with the marking criteria human teacher provided. Okay, so this is the agent, and this is one student, kind of learn the older word by following this agent. So this is the whole process of one student. Okay. And then at the end, you can ask the students to hand over the whole, conversation log, so you know what they interact with the AI agent. Okay. So these are the key features of this particular AI agent for learning older words. Teacher provided the content, AI generated the content, teacher provided the marking criteria, AI executed the assessment, AI facilitated the workflow and quality control, and at the end, AI generate the summary for students' learning process and provide further suggestion to study further. Okay, so the second agent is kind of one step further, because the first agent, I didn't really use a specific learning strategy. But for human teacher, we design different learning activity. We would like, to embed the best learning strategy or learning theory, right? So in this agent, because this is a teacher, my collaborator, she is teaching Python programming. Then I said to her, I say, you need to write an AI agent to facilitate your students learning to learn Python programming. But I then say, okay, let's use this, experiential learning theory. Okay, so then she followed this learning cycle, 4 stages learning cycle, to design the agent. So I would say, it's very important for students to really active writing the code as the first stage, and then how you then by following this learning cycle, how you then say, okay, you have to extract what you really learn. So your learning experience from the previous stage. How can you do that? Then you come up with a certain task to help students to kind of assess their concrete experience. And then you can then have this, peer feedback to facilitate reflective observation. So then you then say, okay, then you write your reflection journal, and then you exchange your reflection journal with your peer. And all that kind of learning activity is kind of embedded into the agent. And then the last stage is to abstract the conceptualization of the Python programming. Then we use concept map. Okay, so then you have this, very well-established learning theory, but then you can then embed it into the AI agent. So basically, you just follow the experiential learning theory, then you can come up with this learning design, and then follow the learning design. You have this specific AI agent. So once again, the second agent kind of realized human teacher and AI teacher working together to do team teaching. And human teacher design learning activity, but we don't really need to execute it, conduct the learning activity as a human teacher, because you can ask an AI teacher to do it. Okay. So this is a general principle. So first you select a specific learning goal. Then you prepare required learning content. Then you choose a suitable learning strategy, pedagogy, whatever. Then you design a set of learning tasks. In this paper, we also, address how the AI agent can help students to build a learning portfolio. Okay, so I think this is also kind of, so with the, kind of the core learning flow, then you can add, additional feature along with it. Okay, finally, because I think I only got 10 minutes, let me quickly show you how I then combine this AI agent with educational robot and tangible object. So this is a very simple agent we designed for kindergarten school kids. Implement in playground. So I just quickly show you this demo.
Hello, let's have some fun learning English today. Which game would you like to play? E, I spy with my eyes. I, guessing who am I? Dad, read me the first two activities. 3, 2, 1. The first one. Great choice. Let's play I spy with my eyes. I'll say I saw something. Then you guess what color it is, how big it is, and how many there are. Simon, I'm ready. Got it. Okay, I understand. Awesome. I found one. If you're ready, let me know. Let's play again. Let's start. Please guess what color the thing is. I guess it is red. Yeah, it is red. Now, please guess what size the thing is. Is it big or small? I guess it is small. Not quite. Try again. Is it big or small? I guess it is big. Yeah, it is big. Now, please guess how many of the things there are. I guess there is one item. Yeah, here is one item. Finally, guess what I thought. The answer is apple. Yeah, you got it.
So we don't have time, but I just want to highlight the status. So basically, we design the agent, right? Agent basically is just specific learning activity. So in this scenario, it's getting who am I? I spy with my eyes. It's a very popular, children's game. You don't need to write any single line of code. You just design using natural language. Once you've done that, as I show you all the previous slides, then you load it into the robot. Okay, the robot. But many people are using robot, but the face with digital content, I'm really sick of that, right? How can a robot's face is kind of showing digital content? The robot's face can only show facial expression, right? So then I say, okay, if robot is a teacher, then teacher will use tablet as a teaching aid. So all the digital content will display here. We cannot ask kindergarten kids to use ChatGPT by typing. So with this solution, then the interaction becomes kind of verbal, right? So all the interaction is you just talk to the robot teacher, and all the content will display here. And this thing actually is the IoT sensor. We in-house designed this, with this IoT sensor. So you can use all the tangible objects, whatever tangible object, with this NFC tag. So you can just attach. It's fine. NFC tag attached to any tangible object. So then you can then immediately ask the kids to have embodied the learning. So I think that's very good and very simple. And we allow teachers to define their own tangible objects.
Awesome. You are both ready. Let's start. Here is the first question. Hands I have 2 moments. Hand 2, I can jump. Hand 3, I will please scan. Please scan your name as 2 buttons.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Sean, you got the please answer. Who am I? The answer is rabbit. That's correct. Sean, you are in control. Well done. Let's move on to the second question. Hand 1, I have a long neck. Hand 2, I live in Savannah. Hand 3, I am very tall. Please scan your name as 2 buttons.
Okay. See? So the second game actually is 2-player game. 2-player game. So they have to compete. And how they compete? Because every kindergarten kids with this name badge, the name badge attached to NFC tag. So they can just tap, and whoever taps the first gets the chance to answer, right? Okay. And at the end, you will announce the competition results. Anyway. Okay, I say I want to call one of the successful tips, which is forget about software development. But actually, let me show you the traditional approach of developing this kind of application. Let me show you. In the last 7 years, I work with many, school teachers. It's nightmare. Let me show you. First, I say to whoever, a school teacher cooperated with me, I say, you don't need to worry about any technical issue. Just write, the screenplay, what you want the kids, to learn. And so then they have to write this. So basically it's a lesson plan, you can say that, right? But even it's a simple lesson plan. It took the teacher a lot of time and effort to prepare all the material, all the learning flow, all the gauges, okay? See? And then, because they don't understand the robot, they don't understand a tangible object, IoT, they have no idea, right? So then once I have this, then I need to have the instructional designer in my lab to do this script design. So we need to convert the screenplay into this, okay? Because then when the robot says something, we need the robot to show the suitable facial expression and body gesture. All this has to be kind of specified in the script. And see how tedious this is. How tedious this is. Once I have this, then I have the coder. The computer science students, they use this as an input and code line by line. Then I have this, APK, right? After this. So after I have this, now I have a program I call Universal Client for AI agent. I say, making prompt invisible. So now, every teachers, if you design AI agent, once you've done that in natural language, immediately you can run on the machine without zero coding, without any coding at all, okay? So I said, reduce time spent for more than 6 months. So now you can have one executable application within a day. How can you eliminate context window limitation? You just use all the, you can use external file, external document, so you can then reduce the context window size. Then avoid AI hallucination. You provide your own content, right? And multiple agent collaboration, as I just showed you. So if you don't play your role, then you will be replaced, right? So how can you play your role? It's simple. You just tell AI this. You just tell AI, there are 3 different roles: AI teacher, human teacher, and student. So once you have this, you have a role. So all my sharing, this is kind of the related 3 paper here. The next step, because today actually I don't have time to really do this demo, but when I was promoting this and because I work with the kindergarten school kids, they love robots. But when I work with college professor, they don't like robots at all. Okay, so I said, okay, no problem. I can then replace this. So let me just quickly show you this idea. The internet is now working, and it's fine. So I come up with this idea of just have this digital robot running on tablet, digital robot. So I was trying to show this digital robot here, but anyway, we don't have time. But I just show you on the screen here. So as you can see, this is digital robot. But the first stage, I just use the KB robot, okay, and just facial expression. So this is just focused on facial expression. And with this large language model, I don't need to specify any. I just say, okay, based on this context, you come up with the suitable facial expression. And the next step, I will do this with the body movement and gesture. And then the next step will be like this. I can use AI defect. Okay. Or this, and this. Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Professor Nian-Shing Chen. That's quite an interesting and timely presentation and the hot research topic. So I think now we can move to Q&A and we can take a couple of questions from our audience offline or online. So does anyone have any questions? Yes, please.
Do I go to camera?
Yeah, please, it's okay. So maybe people can listen to your question online and then.
Yeah, just sit here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Okay, Professor Nishi, very great presentation and also very excellent ideas. So you explain us about design of pedagogical agents, also several affordances. I just wondering about, have you tried to make some evaluations, like compared to different conditions and evaluate the degree to which is better, or I don't know, maybe not better.
Yeah. You stand here. You cannot go. Okay. Yes, I think that's very important. But in this keynote, I didn't really show our empirical study. Okay. So I think in this keynote, I would say, the essential concept and the kind of the potential is the message I want to convey, right? But then to do evaluation, it's important to show it's really, kind of worth to do it, right? It compared to the traditional mode, it's better, right? So actually, we have a couple of empirical study already. So one of the empirical study we do is with the primary school kids learning English, okay? And I have this around 32 learning activity. I call it textbook augmented learning. It's like a traditional textbook, but augmented by robot and tangible object. And that one we compare with the baseline is traditional teaching. So I think that's very important. I encourage you, if you are interested, maybe we can collaborate. And now you just need to use natural language to write whatever, pedagogical AI agent. Immediately you can run on your computer for your student. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we have another question. Yes, please.
Hi. Well, thanks for the interesting talk.
Should be fine.
I heard to make the slides available. Well, I have this idea that yes, sometimes students are lazy and they go for the one shot. I have also this idea that sometimes the teachers are lazy and so they might, you have been stressing the fact that the teacher has to have control. And a lazy teacher could relinquish this control to some extent to the machine.
Yeah, certainly.
I would like to hear something from you about the possible dangers about that and how to avoid these dangers of relinquishing your role to the machine.
To the machine.
To not do all this work.
Yeah. But just a second, because as I say, there are two roles, right? Two roles in this AI agent. One is it's a proxy. So if it's a proxy, you still uncomfortable?
No, with the control proxy, I'm not uncomfortable. But you know, also in the large language models, there are pre-training,
Yeah.
and you probably cannot overcome all the training.
No.
So there could be some ethical problems into that.
Yeah.
How
It's
to help
always
teachers to do not relinquish their control. Maybe we should have some code or some.
But I would say, you know, teaching is kind of very, in my opinion, because every teacher has his or her own teaching style or educational philosophy, right? And we think it's good. The variety is good, right? And we don't say, oh, you shouldn't have this kind of, you know, we respect the teacher, their ownership and their professionalism, right? So how much you want to release to the AI teacher is in your hand.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you worry too much, then you will have more control on your hand. If you say, no problem, I trust my student, just go ahead. Then you just AI teacher to flourish.
Yeah. I'm more on the first side.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So do we have any other questions? Let me see if maybe any of the audience have any questions. I think maybe you can stop sharing. So so we can see the audience.
Yeah, that's the browser. And this one. Yeah, this one.
Okay, there is. No, she's flattening her hand. Okay, so there is one question in the chat box.
Okay, everybody talk about ethical issue. Yeah, privacy.
Process of data collection, storage, and utilizing while ensuring compliance with privacy.
Yeah. I'm not an expert, okay? But I think ethical is a big issue. Yeah.
Okay. I have maybe one last question.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
So basically you have talked about like the collaboration between the AI agents and the teachers.
AI teacher, I prefer to call it teacher.
Okay, AI teachers are
Yes.
teachers. Okay. So maybe this takes us to the next thing that I'm going to ask, which is collaborative intelligence. So basically collaborative intelligence is the combination of human intelligence and artificial intelligence. And in this context, we have been searching because my team is like working on this perspective at least. And we have seen like several theories in terms of human machine collaborations and the theory of teaming up and how like the machine could take different roles, why the teacher could take different roles.
Yeah.
And you also emphasized this, that we need to identify the roles.
Yeah.
So from your perspective as an educator and also as a developer, in the back end, what type of things you should take into consideration to ensure that this collaborative intelligence is effectively implemented and delivered to achieve whatever educational goal we have in mind?
Yeah. This is a very good research topic. We can collaborate. We can publish a paper on it. Sorry.
No, definitely.
Yeah, no, because this is, I cannot answer you kind of in a simple, one or two sentences, right?
Sure.
Yeah. The term you call collaborative intelligence is collaborative intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Normally, my philosophy always, I don't treat the machine as a machine. Okay. So because you and me, you have your own intelligence. I have my own intelligence. If we two work together, the problem you concern is already there. So I will try to use whatever the expert already done between human and human collaboration in terms of collaborative intelligence, and then just apply it equally to human and machine. That's my approach. Because I don't think machine has anything different. If we really want to kind of working together seamlessly, maximize the output. Many theory, many problem has been widely studied in human society. Why reinvent the wheel?
I see. So I think we reach out like at the end of our keynote speech. We would like to thank once again Professor Nian-Shing Chen for this interesting and amazing presentation. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, everyone.